Hey everybody, happy Friday. I wanted to go live and share on this topic of combating negativity bias as a key is a key really to unlock more resilience. And what got me wanting to do this afternoon after a very long week was I just finished delivering a second orientation presentation to the first year MBAs at University of Chicago Booth School of Business, and that's my alma mater. And so it was really a privilege to do this. And the first one was this morning, and I have to say, I practiced my content. I practiced the technology with the folks at U of C. We even got on early this morning to work it all through. And wouldn't you know, there were technology issues, right? I couldn't even do simple things like move my screen forward. It was like stuck. And so, um, I kept working to bounce back from it, but I couldn't help feeling like that was a bit of a failure in terms of the technology piece. And of course, it did impact our time frame as well. And well, I knew I'd put a ton of work into the content. I just worried that that was going to, I guess, change the impact and the experience for people. So um, I share that because one of the things I was talking about with them was this negativity bias. And when things happen that don't go as we plan, or that we perceive to be negative, that well, they really sit hard with us. And it's actually scientifically known that we're wired, our DNA is wired, it's been a survival thing for us to pay more attention to negative things than positive things. And actually, I should have said this with them, but I didn't. It's kind of like we're Velcro for negativity and we're Teflon for positivity. And this has been how we survive over generations because we protect ourselves when things go wrong and we let other people know. And it can it can obviously protect us in dangerous situations, but it doesn't serve us when it doesn't serve us in terms of being productive when the negativity. Well, it's not about our survival, right? We can always begin again and move forward, and so it can kind of get us down in this spiral where we're not able to focus. That we start ruminating and thinking about what could we have done differently? In my case, could I have practiced any more? Could I have looked for issues that could occur that didn't occur? I don't tend to do that. Um, could have been that, I started thinking about how am I going to even do this business with webinars if I'm, technologically challenged, so you can go down this whole rabbit hole. And it was interesting because I know this and I'm teaching this. And as I finished the morning webinar, even though, again, I did deliver the content, I think, well, despite, the pauses in between with the technology, I did have this feeling like, oh gosh, I just wish it could have gone a little better. I wish that didn't happen. And, importantly, um, I was trying to figure out how to make sure it never happened again, which of course, this is the perfectionist in me speaking that I want to prevent anything bad from happening. I want to make sure things are perfect. And of course, that's not even attainable, right? And so this is what happens with perfectionists, with negativity. It goes down the spiral, and you can't actually ever get the outcome you want because it just doesn't exist. So what do we do when this happens? There's really three things. So one is optimism, right? We can actually we naturally, when we have negativity, we can often go into this pessimistic outlook where we're seeing all the things that did go wrong, right? Like, could I have been more prepared with technology? Probably. Could I have made jokes while I was trying to navigate and lighten the atmosphere? Probably. I mean, just go down this things I didn't do, right? And instead, what we can do is actually shift to optimism. Martin Seligman, who's the father of positive psychology, talked about optimism as being just like this secret, well, really the number one factor for what allows people to move forward. When they encounter setbacks, that allows them to not become helpless. That allows them to persevere no matter what, right? There was always like a small amount of people that he was studying that seemed to do this, and optimism was the key factor. And so being able to kind of look at a situation and realize that, it's not going to be permanent, that, this is only one moment in time. Um, it's not personal from the standpoint that it's not all about you. Certainly, maybe there are things you could have done better and you should look at those, but there's a lot of other factors, not taking it too personally. And then just realizing that it doesn't affect every aspect of your life, right? And realizing that you can move on. So that optimistic kind of framework is really, really important. So that's one, is optimism. The second one is, with this negativity bias, we find that it really helps to neutralize it by looking for good things. And unfortunately, it's not just a 1-for-1 ratio. You can't just find one good thing and it just counteracts the negative thing that happened. You need to find 5 good things. And so just being really mindful of that during the day and actually looking out for good things that are happening. And if you're really in a funk, maybe writing some good things, right? And maybe even what you did to help make that happen can really kind of change everything. And we just know scientifically that that will neutralize the negative thing that happened. So the first thing is an optimistic style and really looking at it from that lens. And the second thing is having this perspective, right, of looking at things in a different way. And the third thing is compassion. And this one can be really, really difficult. Compassion is a lot more effective, actually, they found through research, than judgment. And we have judgment in spades, right? We can always do things better. But compassion allows us to be more motivated to do things better when we're looking at ourselves with kindness and curiosity and not getting really mired in all that negativity. So those are really 3 ways that you can really help to go beyond this negativity bias. And for me, I'm super grateful that right when the first session ended, my counterpart at the Booth Business School, she wanted to do a debrief. And I was really looking forward to hearing from her and maybe practicing the technology some more. And when I brought it up, she said, "Oh my God, well, you still handled it fine, and all that stuff happens. Technology just wigs out on us. I was there when we practiced it," she said, "and I know we did everything, it's all fine." But she said people were chatting in the background and were so engaged. And one guy actually wrote her a note. I printed it out because it's going in my brag book. I actually do recommend a brag book, all the things that go right, so you can look at that periodically. But he said, "I have to tell you, that was one of the coolest sessions I've ever done. Never done something like this before. Incredible program." That was amazing. And I'm so thankful I got that right away, because literally could have spent probably an hour going down a rabbit hole of rumination and what I could have done differently before I got into practicing for the afternoon session. And what I really intended was to impact people and provide a cool program. And that really helped me know that note and all the chats going on in the background and all the engagement, she said, really helped me know that that's really what happened, right? Nothing's going to go perfectly. And frankly, in this world of technology, it often doesn't, right? And in this world of COVID and everything else going on. So what we can do with it is pull in it by the horns and go for optimism and perspective and compassion. Okay. If anybody wants to chat, I will put my calendar in and free up some time on Monday and Tuesday, I think early next week, if anybody wants to chat further about perspective and optimism and compassion. And have a great weekend and think about what to celebrate and look for good things. Take care. Bye-bye.